Some people stay with you, not because they make you feel safe, but because they make you feel. They arrive softly, yet everything shifts a little when they enter the room. They look at you, and the ordinary becomes charged with meaning. The days between messages feel longer, the nights a little heavier. You start to sense them in every silence. They appear, disappear, and return again. And every time they do, you feel the same rush of tension and relief. Your chest tightens. Your mind begins to race. You call it love, but it feels more like gravity without direction. A pull that never quite lands. What you're really feeling is your brain learning the rhythm of unpredictability. Dopamine doesn't reward stability, it rewards anticipation. The moment before certainty, that fragile maybe, is where addiction hides. That is why uncertainty feels magnetic. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement, but to the heart, it feels like hope. Hope that this time the silence will break, that this time the message will mean more, that this time the story will end differently. Every unanswered text feels like punishment. Every sudden reply feels like rescue. And in the space between them, your nervous system starts mistaking anxiety for desire. It's not passion you're feeling, it's the body chasing resolution. If it hurts, it must be real. If it's calm, it must be fake. You start trusting chaos more than peace because peace feels unfamiliar and unfamiliar feels unsafe. Maybe you learned long ago that love could disappear without warning, that attention had to be earned, that safety came with conditions. So when someone pulls you close, then steps away, your body doesn't scream danger. It sighs in recognition. It says, I know this dance. Familiarity isn't safety, but it feels easier to love what you recognize than to risk what you don't. The mind would rather relive an old ache than face the uncertainty of comfort. So you keep returning, not for the person, but for the rhythm. The push, the pull, the waiting. You chase resolution, not affection. You chase the version of yourself that will finally feel enough when the confusion stops hurting. But confusion never turns into love. It turns into repetition. It's your history replaying itself, your nervous system searching for an ending to a story that began long before them. Real love doesn't demand decoding. It doesn't vanish to prove its value. It stays. And when you finally meet someone who does, it won't feel like fireworks. It will feel like exhaling, like quiet clarity after years of noise. And maybe that's what scares you most, because peace after chaos doesn't feel like victory. It feels like unfamiliar freedom. Picture this. You write a message, then delete it. You want to reach out, but you don't want to seem desperate. So you wait. You pretend not to care, hoping that control will protect your pride. At the same time, someone else stares at their screen, wondering what your silence means. Both of you trapped in the same quiet loop, each waiting for the other to break it. Both believe that power belongs to the one who cares less, that the one who stays silent is the one who wins. But nobody wins that game. Only distance does. And yet, we keep playing. We measure our words like currency. We turn affection into strategy. We disguise longing as restraint and call it confidence. We build entire relationships around pretending not to want what we want. And the more we suppress it, the more powerful the craving becomes. Because when you hold your feelings hostage, they don't disappear. They grow louder in the dark. We have learned to equate honesty with risk. To show emotion feels like surrender. So we hide behind irony, humor, detachment, anything that makes desire look safer. But here's the truth. The armor that keeps you safe also keeps you alone. You can't receive love through a wall built to protect you from it. And so the confusion continues. The person who withholds affection feels magnetic, mysterious, in control. Their silence gives you space to imagine. You start to fill the blanks with hope. You tell yourself they're deep, when maybe they're just unavailable. But what you're really drawn to is not them, it's your reflection inside their distance. They mirror the part of you that still believes love must be earned, that attention is proof of worth, that patience will eventually be rewarded. Their absence activates every moment you've ever waited to be chosen, and so you chase. You tell yourself you want them, but what you really want is closure. You want the pattern to end differently. You want to feel like the waiting was worth it, but it rarely is, because you can't fix the past by repeating it with new faces. You can only recognize the familiar shape of your longing and step away from it. Still, we return, because even pain feels purposeful when it reminds us we can still feel. Confusion becomes our comfort zone. We call it chemistry because calling it trauma would make us have to stop. So the cycle continues. You chase clarity from the ones who give you fog. You seek peace from the ones who stir the storm. And the deeper truth hides beneath it all, that what you want isn't them. It's the version of you who no longer needs to prove that they're worth staying for. That realization doesn't come loudly. It comes quietly, in the moment you stop asking, why do they pull away? And start asking, why does this feel like home? So how do you break the cycle? You begin with honesty, not about them, about yourself. Ask, why does this chaos feel like home? Ask, what part of me still believes that love must hurt to be real? Those questions are small keys, but they open heavy doors. When you start recognizing your patterns, the confusion begins to lose its glow. You stop mistaking emotional tension for destiny. You stop calling anxiety attraction. You start to see the difference between being wanted and being understood. That shift doesn't happen all at once. Healing is slow, repetitive, uncomfortable. It's choosing calm over chaos so many times that your body starts to trust it. At first, peace will feel empty. Your mind will crave the high of uncertainty, the rush of the unknown. You'll think something is missing, but what's missing is the adrenaline that once disguised itself as love. Give yourself time to detox from it. Sit in the quiet. Let your heart relearn what safety feels like. Let silence mean presence, not punishment. Let consistency feel warm, not boring. You will have moments of doubt. You will wonder if the steady person is enough. That's not boredom, that's your nervous system healing. That's what it feels like to stop chasing people who confuse you and start choosing people who bring you peace. Real love isn't dramatic. It doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't test your patience to prove its worth. It stays steady, inviting you to breathe deeper. And once you experience that, you'll realize how loud confusion really was. How much energy you spent translating mixed signals instead of feeling secure. The truth is, the people who confuse you were never your missing piece. They were your mirror. They showed you where you still abandon yourself, where you confuse chaos with care, where you mistake longing for love. And now you get to choose differently. You get to choose quiet. You get to choose the people who make your nervous system relax, who answer instead of disappear, who meet you halfway without making you chase. Because peace isn't the absence of passion, it's the presence of safety, and safety is where love finally grows. So when you meet someone who doesn't confuse you, don't walk away searching for the spark. The spark was never love, it was survival. And you don't need to survive anymore. You just need to stay, right here, in the calm you once ran from.